back with a new episode of the BlastBoxx TV. This time I'm gonna do a BlastBoxx series. Mainly on Becky Lynch. And recently in the news, she announced that she was pregnant, and she was in early trials where she wrestled in WrestleMania. I guess like a few weeks into her pregnancy, retaining her title, and we heard rumblings that she was going on hiatus after WrestleMania, and come to figure out this is one of the reasons why. And it was a shock, but at the same time, she's like 33. She's getting up there in age, and I'm not saying all women go through this, but your biological clock starts to tick kind of slow or fast depending on your age. So this is the right age for certain women to have kids. But I'm gonna get back on here on the topic, and I'm gonna cover how the WWE is actually ruining Becky Lynch compared to how she used to be booked as just one of the women of the Four Horsemen that really didn't get that much screen time compared to like Sasha, Bayley, and Charlotte. For me, I remember a little bit about Becky Lynch but on the Indies, she was called Rebecca Knox. I think that's her real name. I'm not sure. But she was on the Indies. Then she signed with the WWE. She pretty much didn't do that much, and I guess NXT or on the main card for that much. And she was just lounge. She was just on the main roster, just there taking wins. No, not that taking wins. Being pinned for other people to get wins and stuff like that. Pretty much she didn't go anywhere in the first few years on the main roster, and she was just going back and forth trying to get momentum for herself. And I think like there's a few interviews out there somewhere she was doubting herself, and a lot of fans were still behind her because she had that charisma that everybody loves. But it took one little incident that propelled her into, I guess, onto a Hall of Fame career, or what you want to call it. When, before the women's evolution, Nia Jax pretty much just cold cocked her in her nose, broke her nose, and that was the cusp of her second win, so to speak, to Stardom, where excuse me real quick, where she left I guess she was in her SmackDown shirt. She left the arena bleeding nose, and everybody loved that. And I take it Vince, from that little action, was like, you know what, let's push Becky. And voila, they pushed her. She was going to have a feud with Ronda Rousey, but due to that incident, it was kind of on hiatus a little bit, blah, blah, blah. She was doing everything she can. Then her, Charlotte, and Ronda both had, all three of them headline WrestleMania 35, I do believe, and it was an alright match. I'm not gonna say it's like a 6-star, 5-star, or anything like that. It was a decent match. But from there, she's running to the same thing as what Shayna Baszler is running to right now, and she's running down the whole roster, roster on Raw. And when she was the champion for SmackDown, she was pretty much doing the same thing. But at a certain point, it's always common. At a certain point, people start to run into what is the word? What is the word? Stagnant, being stagnant. She wasn't able to face new competitors because everybody she fought, she beat, and it was pretty much foregone conclusion when she's getting in the ring with somebody for like a title match or whatever storyline, she was gonna win it. So it was like you threw out all the unpredictable results out the window when it comes to WWE. Whereas in other companies, the champions sometimes take a fall, and that helps push on the storyline. Whereas with Becky's instance, she always pinned everybody, and it was never a big competition. Whereas I mean, except for like one person, Oscar mainly or Charlotte, but it's pretty much anybody else who got in the ring with her, they're pretty much done. So it's like once you do that, where do you go? Because you run into the Brock Lesnar situation. We're almost to it because Brock doesn't like work with other big men, whereas Becky, she can pretty much work with all the women, but at the same time, once you go down, if you're holding the title on SmackDown, once you beat up everybody on SmackDown, who else to go against? Likewise, when she's on Raw, who are you gonna go against? I think it was kind of stupid for the WWE to put the NXT title on Charlotte. I'd rather see Becky Lynch with that title instead of Charlotte, because Becky Lynch has more charisma, more enthusiasm, more people like her over Charlotte. She pretty much her original gimmick in WWE was a steampunk type of wrestler, and that was good and all, but when they started removing pyro and all that stuff, yeah, that was dated. Then when she broke her nose and came back and became the man, quote unquote, she became more like just a generic heel woman. You know, she's supposed to be face at times, so it's like she has no particular gimmick. So how you gonna keep me and other people engaged? Granted, certain people can work without a gimmick. Chris Candido is one of them. Mike Awesome is another. Rest in peace to both of them. But in that modern day, I don't think many people can actually put off. And I think back at the beginning, she could, but as she kept just going through the rosters, it's pretty much like it really don't really matter if she has a gimmick or not. She's just gonna keep doing the same thing over and over and over, and there's no build any hype to it. So it's like she was gonna go against Shayna Baszler. I guess that didn't work out due to her pregnancy and stuff like that. But I really didn't want Shayna to lose against her for the one reason and one reason only. I didn't want to see Shayna, who is supposed to be an MMA star, getting pinned by pretty much a WWE star, all because of plot. If it was me, if I was booking it, and I'm being very honest with you, I would have Shayna winning the title, or at least getting the title at Money in the Bank by any means necessary, cashing in on Becky. I think like a few months down the road after she's just like terrorizing Becky. At down the road, do that and become the champion that way. But things work in a different way. But we'll see what happens when we get there. But I really do hope Becky. I really do hope Becky come back, have a second, not a third win, so to speak. When you have your second one, that's you just going all out balls to the walls. The third one, I'm pretty sure she's going to be a mom, so she's going to be slowing down a little bit more. She's not going to be doing some of the risk-taking stuff that she used to do. Now, no, she is one of, I think, a few women I can think of at the back of on top of my mind that are expecting or have children. In the past 3 years, I know one was Sassy Stephanie. I think that's how I said. Sage something, I forgot how to say it, and Becky. Sage Steen, no, I'm messing up right now, I'm sorry, but she know who she is, I follow her as well, but she's more of a hardcore person. But Becky, we do hope everything goes well for her. She get all the rest she can get, wrestle as much as she's want, and hopefully in the future, as soon as it's time for her to get back in the ring, she come back more enthusiastic and ready to, I guess, work her way back to the top. But I don't want to see her just giving the title like another person, because Becky really has the talent and the skills to actually put on good matches, great on the mic, and she's a nice person. So this is not like one of the series that I just go after people harshly and stuff like that. Because Becky, for all the things she's done like lately for the company that's borderline nauseating, she at least is a humble person. She don't talk that much, and people don't people don't be talking about her that much on social media or in videos anymore because she's pretty much out of the spotlight, and which that's pretty much how you like your champion to be, not always in the spotlight. Because once they're not always in the spotlight, they don't have that go away heat. So what people be saying, but she have the X-Pac heat, which people just don't want to see you, which is another saying people say. But that's my 2 cents on Becky Lynch. Pretty much a nice person, just still need to stop pushing her down the throats like they do with Brock Lesnar when he was champion. But I'm pretty sure she'll come back more aggressive than ever, and that's all I gotta say. So, peace out. Have a safe weekend. Enjoy your family, enjoy your food, and just remember one thing: stay out of the blast radius. You might just get burned.